6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card. For the individual evaluation, speakers have, okay, for the second speaker, sorry, please. The second speaker, he has 18 to 22 minutes to speak. At 18 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 20 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 22 minutes, I'll show the red card. For the individual evaluation, speakers have 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card. Speakers have 30 seconds to round up. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, time is of importance. So I encourage every speaker to speak within the speech time. Best of luck. Thank you. Back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, and truly best of luck to all the speakers. And I'm sure you'll be so kind, or you'll be very analytical with the timekeeping. Thanks so much for the wonderful detail you have given in terms of timing. And the next role player in today's wonderful meeting is the counter of the day, and that is no other than Toastmaster Patience Ode. She is a food analyst who joined Toastmasters fully in 2021. She loves to sing, dance, and smile. Her favorite quote is, "Life is beautiful." Our counter that knows that life is beautiful. Over to you, Toastmaster Patience Ode.
Thank you very much, the General Evaluator, for that warm introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. An anonymous quote states that pulse fillers are like weed in a garden. Clear them and your garden blooms. My role as the R counter is to help speakers speak confidently and effectively without the use of filler words, inappropriate sounds, and repetitive phrases. Filler words like and, well, so, inappropriate sounds like e. Repetitive phrases like I, this means. This is because these filler words over time can help prevent us from passing our messages clearly. And once our messages are not presented clearly, there's no meaning to it. During the meeting, I'll be taking notes. And at the end of the day, I'll come back and give a report on the number of times these filler words were used. One tip I would like to give to us today is to ensure that we use the power of pause. Whenever we feel these filler words coming in, we should try as much as we can to pause and then gain control. And thank you very much. It's back to you, the General Evaluator of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Patience. Pause and gain control. I have learned that, and going forward, I would take note of that to use to become the better speaker that I want to be. Thanks so much for that wonderful accounting details. And the next up is the grammarian of today. I'm seeing a profile and I'm quite intimidated at the level of professionalism that Toastmaster Oluwatosin Alayode. But I will not be intimidated, but be so glad to introduce a skilled multimedia presenter with extensive experience in speech writing, event hosting, and voice acting. With a strong passion and enthusiasm for effective communication, she teaches and influences on imbibing communication and leadership skills. She is an associate of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations and holds certification in voice acting, elocution, among others. Please, with a digital round of applause, let's welcome our grammarian of today, Toastmaster Oluwatosin.
Madam General Evaluator, please can you confirm if I'm being heard?
We can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you for that magnanimous introduction, and all talkers and speakers here I don't have the aim of intimidating anyone. Once again, good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests, and I trust that we all had a beautiful week. Today, I'm playing the role of the grammarian, and as the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to the usage of words, the excellent usage of words, and also the places where we have to work on, and the uses of figures of speech, the metaphors, the hyperboles, the similes, and all. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be able to come back and give a report of how our usage of word was in the meeting. My second responsibility is also to introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day is affable. Affable, it's an adjective and it means behaving in a kind and pleasant manner. There are different forms of the word. We have affable, which is an adjective. We have affably, which is an adverb, and we have affability, which is a noun. And I'll take examples as follows. Toastmaster Amina affably agreed to be the timer for today's meeting on a short notice. In the adverb form, Toastmaster Odunola was affable during her chat with guests and intending Toastmasters. And in the noun, okay, so the noun example, it's not here. And that's the word of the day. So I'd like to encourage us all to make use of those words while we are speaking so that we're able to memorize it. At the end of the meeting, like I stated earlier, I will be back to present my report on our use of language and the use of the word of the day. Thank you so much. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Wow, wow, wow. What an affable presentation of your role as the grammarian of today. We want to thank all the co-evaluator, the timer, the air counter, and the grammarian for the affable detail that they have been able to give into this meeting. And we have no other than the Toastmaster of the day that agreed affirmably to be the Toastmaster of today. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great meeting. I'll be back at the end of the meeting to give my general evaluation. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ukelabuchi.
In the meeting today. Now, one of my mentors who I look up to is a really, really old guy. He's dead already. His name is Alexander Graham Bell, and he invented the telephone. And he gave this quote during one time in history. He said, before anything else, preparation is the key to success. To get me to be TMOD today, the VP of the club, Ugonna, reached out to me on one of Alexander Graham Bell's invention, the telephone, on the 7th of July, almost a month away to plan this meeting so I could be here today. And so, as we step into the meeting proper, I believe our speakers have prepared so that they can be successful. In every Toastmasters meeting, we have two key segments. We have the prepared speeches segment, and we have the table topic segment. We're going to dive right into the prepared speeches. Today, we have two prepared speakers that will be speaking to us and giving us affable speeches today. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Mary Alademihin, and she's a trained architect. She's also an entrepreneur and she runs a thriving business. She's committed to education and empowerment, and she joined Toastmasters to improve her communication skills and to develop leadership and public speaking skills. Today, she's speaking from the Pathway Presentation Mastery. She's in level 3, and she's speaking on a speech titled The Silent Killers That We Ignore. To tell us more about this speech, right, I'm going to call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Mesoma Abazu, to tell us more about the speech. TM Mesoma.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to be calling upon Toastmaster Mary, and before I do that, I want to tell us what her speech is going to be about. The title is The Silent Killers We Ignore. This is Level 3, Project 1. Her pathway is Presentation Mastery. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Do we have Toastmaster Mary? She ready? Guys, please pin her to the board, pin her so you can see her clearly. And before we go into the speech for Toastmaster Mary, I would advise all the prepared speakers to please pin the timer so that they can see the time as the timer flashes her time cards. So, Toastmaster Mary, the silent killers we ignore. With a round of applause, Toastmaster Mary.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please confirm you can hear me. Oh, okay. If your car breaks down, you fix it. If your phone battery dies, you charge it. But when your body starts to crash, do you pause or do you go other? Good afternoon, Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I want to tell you a story about my friend, Anan, a former colleague, Kemi. She was full of life. She was the first to greet in the morning. She remembered everybody's names. She was always smiling. She remembered birthdays, and then she bought birthday gifts. She loved everybody. She was the life of the party. She was a fashionista, and she wore bright colors, red, yellow, bright colors that I wouldn't even dare to try. She wore them. So at the office, she was the go-to person. If you had a problem, you could reach out to her and then she was able to help you. If you were in a mess, she was there to fix it. She would just be like, Maya, don't worry, we're gonna walk through this and we're gonna fix it. Always happy to help, right? So one fateful day, we came to work. She came to work that day. She was happy. And then during the break, lunch break, she had gone to the restaurant. And we just heard screams. And the whole office was in chaos. Later, we heard that she had collapsed and she was rushed to the hospital. It was the days that followed were crazy. The office was silent. Nobody could talk because we didn't understand what was going on. Nobody could even go near our decks. Our decks was left untouched. It was a very sad moment for us. Then we had to go to the funeral. The next thing we heard is that she died. She couldn't make it. We had to go to the funeral. And everyone kept saying she was so full of life. Everyone kept saying she was so healthy. So what happened? And that's when it hits me that we should listen to our bodies. We shouldn't assume that we are fine. We should do regular checkups. No matter how fine or how good you think you are, you need to listen to your bodies. You need to listen to your body when it whispers so it doesn't scream. Later, we heard the cause of death, complications from untreated high blood pressure, a silent killer. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 3 persons, 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. 1 in 3 adults suffer from high blood pressure. And what is funny is that most of them do not know it. Cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death worldwide. These silent killers caused by stress, lack of rest, sleep, lack of proper sleep, a poor diet. It gives no warning. Sometimes it gives mild warning, but these are silent killers that we ignore. We are ready to go from work to work, busting our asses just to pay bills and fend for our kids and fend for our family. But how often do we take care of ourselves? These silent killers kill and then it eats into us while we do not know. It's easy for us to point out the killers that are so loud, but stress. How often do you check yourself? How often do you go to the hospital to check and see and do a general checkup? So if you take nothing from this, I want you to schedule regular checkups at the hospital. I want you to walk every day. You don't necessarily have to go to the gym. 30 minutes of exercise is enough. 30 minutes of walk, of stretching, of running, of swimming. Just pick a sport. You can pick a sport, any sports that you love, and just do these exercises. Rest, you could rest. When last did you wake up from bed and you felt rejuvenated? Not the early morning buzz where the alarm is waking you up and you have to pop in the shower and get out immediately. So when last did you wake up feeling refreshed? When last did you have that kind of sleep? Not the short hours of 4 to 5 hours sleep, but especially we that stay in Lagos and then we're back into the traffic and all of that. So you need to sleep, because even sleep helps. Its lack of sleep affects your memory, it affects your well-being and all of that. Then we need to eat proper meals. Eat proper nutritious meals and not junk food, because these are the causes of high blood pressure. Eating junk foods, junk processed foods. So let's take the time to prepare good meals in our houses. Let's listen to our body when it whispers, so we don't have to listen to it when it screams. So when I think of my friend, I call her my friend, I think of a lady who was very vibrant. I think of a lady who had a bright future and who made a mistake we all make, which is not listening to our body and taking proper care of our body. When I think of her, I see a bright smile. I see what we lost. She was a daughter, she was a sister, she was a friend. And because of the signs she ignored, we lost her. So that's why I'm taking this time to talk to all of us and encourage us to also check on our loved ones. Also check on our loved ones, because this story is something that happens regularly. It's not the first time. Just last week, I had another encounter with a friend of mine in Abuja. I just called him and he had lost his brother. The same story all over again. Not having proper checkup, not checking himself. He had slept and that was it. He didn't wake up the next morning and they had to, this was even a whole problem because there was police involved and all of that until the autopsy came, and then realized it was this same silent killer, the high blood pressure, because they thought somebody had poisoned him. His wife already had the night before had poisoned him, and they came telling them things to do. So I'm asking you, just for yourself, don't ignore your health. Check on yourself. That job you're killing yourself for will replace you in a week, but your family would not. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing speech by Toastmaster Maya. That was inspiring. If you listen to your body when it whispers, you won't have to listen to it when it screams. As individuals, we need to learn to listen to our body, because our body is listening to us. As for me, I woke up feeling refreshed today. I slept about 10 hours, had my bath, had a wonderful after-book breakfast prepared by my beautiful wife, and now I'm the Toastmaster of the day at this meeting. I listen to my body. So you have to learn to listen to yours. But that takes us into the next speech that will be given by a Toastmaster that I'm sure listens to his body. He plays table tennis, lawn tennis on the long weekend, and age doesn't show on his face. We already know who I'm talking about. But to introduce him, I'm going to be talking about who will be evaluating this speech. I will introduce the evaluator for this speech, the next speech, and that is a DTM, a Distinguished Toastmaster. distinguished Toastmaster Stella Odunwa. She's a retired HR professional and she is a dedicated member of Surulere Toastmasters Club. She currently serves as the District Club Quality Chair and she was the past division director for Division D. She's passionate about anything growth, anything leadership. She enjoys reading, speaking, and today she's going to be telling us a lot about this speech. The next speaker is a seasoned Toastmaster, like we all know, Toastmaster John Onumin here. And I am keen to listen to this speech because I myself am currently in level 5 of my pathway. I've written my speech, but I haven't prepared yet. And preparation is the key to success, like we all know. And so I'm about to listen to a man that has prepared and that looks after his body. And with that, I will be calling upon Toastmaster Stella Odunwa to tell us more about the speaker and his speech. Round of applause, please.
The Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you for the warmth of your introduction, the Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm evaluating Toastmaster John Onumiya's presentation. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much, the Toastmaster. So what are we going to watch out for? Toastmaster John Onumiya, a very affable man and personality, is working on his presentation mastery path. He's on level 5 and he's doing project 1, which is prepared to speak professionally. Now, the topic of his presentation is the main chef just turned 7 years. Systems that work. And he has 18 to 22 minutes to make this presentation. Please join me as we watch out for various aspects that are required for his presentation. He is to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. That delivery or that affable speech that he's going to present can be an engaging keynote, and he can use different styles like humorous speaking, maybe information speech, or even educating speech or things like that, or educative speeches, whichever style he wants to use. I know that he's going to inform, educate, entertain, and also engage all of us. I wish Toastmaster John Onumiya a very, very engaging and ethical presentation. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, DTM Stella, for that prompt introduction. And with that, with no further ado, I want to invite Toastmaster John to the podium today. For everybody that is tuned in, please click on his profile and click on pin so you can see him in all his pixels as he delivers this 18 to 22 minutes presentation that shows us the power of someone that has mastery. With that, I will invite Toastmaster John. The main chef has just turned 7 systems of work. Toastmaster John Onumiya.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster UK, I hate to disappoint you, but I don't play table tennis and lawn tennis on the weekends. I am passionate about volleyball. In fact, I'm the captain of a volleyball team here in Lagos, Icons volleyball team. And as Toastmaster Maya suggested, you don't have to go to the gym to exercise. I have the floor in my house and I exercise at least 6 days a week, which is why, Toastmasters and guests, I love eating. It's one of the reasons I love exercising. I'm going to ask a series of questions focused on food. How many of us here cook for ourselves? Please, let me see you type in the chat. I love to engage. How many of us cook for ourselves? Please, let me see in the chat. Oh, Toastmaster Mohammed. We need to be closer friends. Toastmaster UK, you're too far. It's irrelevant for me. Toastmaster Ogona, Please take notes. I believe this is being recorded. These are the people that I need to get close to. Thank you for answering that question. Now, how many of us have other people cook for us? If other people cook for you, please type it in the chat. Let me see those that, oh, yes. You already mentioned your beautiful wife, Toastmaster UK, I concur. Okay, Toastmaster Maya, nice. Ah, that's great, Toastmaster Ugona. Thank you so much, our guest. I'm going to share a picture with you. And before I share it, I'll give you a bit of a background. I've been married now for over 11 years to a beautiful woman, and I have two wonderful kids. My son is 9. My daughter just turned 7 yesterday. And I told my wife that one of the reasons I don't go to the kitchen to cook often, and please, just so you don't attack me, I can cook. The boiled yam, rice, fried egg, the main things, the minor things like stew and soup, I can't handle those things. So don't judge me. But what I tell my wife is the reason I'm not cooking is so that our kids have something to look forward to from you. So permit me, let them enjoy your cooking every time they see it and be excited. But to be frank, cooking is difficult. It's not easy. The heat, the pepper that comes sometimes. I recall one specific time, and fortunately my wife is not here, she was in the room, that there was pepper smelling in the living room and we're sneezing, my kids and I. And I snuck to the kitchen and briefly closed the door slightly because women have this power of handling it themselves. Now, note, there's a picture here from a meal I had some months ago. This is similar to what it looks like. And what I want you to tell me first, Toastmaster UK, can you see it? Can you just give me a thumbs up? Can you see that picture? Fantastic. From that picture that I just showed, I want people to tell me in the chat, do you think my affable wife was the one that made that meal, or was it me? Let me see in the chat. Do you think it was my wife or myself? Wife. Toastmaster UK, I thought we were friends. Toastmaster Mohammed. Yes, now these are the friends. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, you're saying my wife. Fair enough. I am so happy that most people believe it's me since I set the stage. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I regret to disappoint you, but only one person was correct. Toastmaster Mariam, okay. My daughter was the one that made that. Some months ago, I walked into the kitchen and my wife was preparing breakfast. My daughter was there as well. And she had already laid the plates, lovely yam and egg. And I said, nice. And my daughter said, Daddy, I made this. So that's nice. In my mind, I was thinking, by the way, if you can hear in the background, she's actually listening to this speech. I was thinking that she was joking. It's not possible that was her. Until my wife said, actually, she's the one that made it. I was blown away. I asked her multiple times, not once, not twice, at least 3 times. Are you sure she made this food? She said yes. She fried the egg and she made the yams. Okay. After dispelling my shock, I now wondered if my daughter, who was 6 at the time, was the one that made this. Is it safe to eat? But I'm joking. I ate it and it was, and I'm not doing this just because she's sitting beside me. It was actually delicious, dear Toastmasters and guests. The way my daughter began to cook was not by accident. A while ago, what happened was she said she wants to learn how to cook, and we had the vision for that as well. We want my son as well as my daughter to have the skill and multiple skills. So what we decided to start doing, every time my wife would cook, especially breakfast meals, my daughter would join her. Sometimes perhaps dinner, because during the day there's school, there's work, she would join her. I really had no part in this except just to enjoy the food they make. And over time, the results have been showing. That is why currently my main chef in the house is my 7-year-old daughter. Note, then she was 6. She turned 7 yesterday. But let me share another story which may shock some people. I'll give a brief background for myself. I didn't grow up with little kids. Maybe some of you did, raising them, playing with them. That was not my experience. My life was focused on school. During holidays, I didn't engage with friends. When you say a child, I think my daughter. And I also think they can't really do much. But being a father myself for the past 9 years to my son and 7 years to my daughter, my perspective on a child has changed. Last year, it changed so much so that I was telling my wife and some affable friends that I want my daughter to walk to school alone. Is there anyone that is shocked by that statement? Please let me see in the chat. Is there anyone that is shocked? Thank you. Toastmaster Mohammed, we have to be very close friends. I love the support I'm getting from you. Aha, security, yes. A number of people did not want that to happen. Let me give you background on how our days occur. Initially, growing up as a father, my mindset is to protect the kids, which many of us are taught, take them to school. We have a car, so we'll drive them to school. And somebody asked, is it far? It's not. That's the thing, it's not far. I'll constantly drive my kids to school, or pick them up from school, and then one day it dawned on me. First, they're not getting that much exercise. And second, they're not learning how to traverse these beautiful streets where we are. What can we do? I now decided, you know what? No more driving. Unless it's raining, we are going to walk to school. Every day I will take my daughter to school. We'll walk there, we'll walk back. As time progressed, instead of taking her all the way, I would now do 2/3 of the way and watch from where I was that she finishes the last 1/3. There were a number of roads to traverse, but I would ensure that I stayed there till she enters her school. Dear Toastmasters and guests, a number of times, because I didn't do the check myself, I will not be shocked if my high blood pressure was at the peak because of what happened. I have seen my daughter go to the road without looking left, and a car was about to come, and I have to fight myself from jumping in and saving her. But what that afforded me is, after school, I get the chance to educate her on what to do. So this morning I observed that rather than look after you came from behind that car, you just assumed there was no car and walked down. This morning I observed that rather than listen to that car that was parked and look at the driver's seat to see if there was a driver there, you just assumed there was no one there and you moved. I have had these opportunities day in and day out. Think about it. Do you think my confidence in her ability is growing or diminishing? It has been growing consistently. And let me share this one story with you. One particular day, I walked her to the 2/3 mark, as I stated, and I let her cross the road, and she went, and an elderly man, a friend of mine, who was doing his usual morning walk, and he said, what's going on? Are you not taking her to school? This was not a surprising response. Dear Toastmasters and guests, one of the hardest things to deal with when trying to help a child mature is other well-meaning, affable adults who see the child and think this person needs an adult to cater to them. So I understood where he was coming from. I calmly told him I am trying to train her. He now calmed himself, said, okay. That's fair enough. This is the conversation we had afterwards. He looked at her and said, do you know this is good, what you're doing? Because my kids cannot cross the road themselves. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please, I want you to randomly guess how old his kids are. Let me see it in the chat. How old do you think his kids are? 16. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Oguna. 12. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammed. Thank you, Toastmaster Mariam. 20. Wonderful guest. 13, 10. Lovely guest. Dear Toastmasters and guests, he has multiple kids, all of them university and older. Every single one. And he told me after I insisted that my daughter is being trained, note, he said before that I should follow her, correct? But after I told him no, she's being trained because I knew what I wanted, he now shared his pain with me that his kids in university and above cannot cross the road themselves. They are just learning it now. He said he wanted to give his kids all he never had, which meant from the young age, they would drive them from home to school and then bring them back. And it's now he realizes they lost out on acquiring certain skills. So what I'm doing is actually good. After he tried to prevent me from doing it. Let me share another story with you. How many of us have enjoyed our mechanic situation here in Lagos and here in Nigeria? Let me see in the chat. Has it been a positive experience for you or a negative one? Let's see in the chat. The mechanic situation here in Lagos, Nigeria. Mixed, great. Yes, negative. Both. Oh, this is good. Negative. Number of people have probably had more negative interactions with mechanics, more so than affable interactions with mechanics. When I was newly married, we moved to Ojuelegba on the mainland, and I was working in VI. I had a car. I would drive from home to work, drive from work back home. And then one day, I had an issue with my car. Not a major issue, but it would take a number of days to fix. Fine. I sent it to the mechanic. A few days turned into 1 week. 1 week turned into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3, and then a month. Dear Toastmasters and guests, regarding the car, it was frustrating. However, in that 1 month, I read 4 books. Note, at the time I was preparing for professional exams. My background is in petroleum engineering. I have a master's in petroleum engineering. But at the time, I was doing reinsurance for oil and gas in West Africa. Insurance, a completely new field to me. I wanted to be good. I started taking professional exams. The challenge there was how much time could I get to study? I live on the mainland, I work on the island. I'm up as early as 4 a.m. to get ready and then go to the office. And then I come back facing the beautiful Lagos traffic, getting home exhausted. Generally, I would get maybe 1 hour of study a day. That 1 month when my car was broken down, I had the privilege to notice that I could carve in traffic about 3, sometimes 4 hours of study. Dear Toastmasters and guests, when the car came back, I made a decision. I would never drive to work again. Never, except for 3 conditions. 1, maybe a public holiday and I had to be in the office. 2, it's raining. When it's raining, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be jumping on the bus. I'd rather drive if I have a functional car. And then 3, I have an appointment after work and it's just easier to drive. And with that one singular decision, I was able to scale multiple levels of my professional exams. Please, you can applaud me. Let me see. Show of hands, applause. Thank you. Thank you. It's not easy, but I was able to do it. Unfortunately, I didn't conclude because I left full-time employment, but it just opened my eyes to what is feasible if there's a system in place. And let me share this last story with you. Can anyone see this? I hope you can see this clearly. This is my car key, and it's been like this for years. According to Real Men, Real Style, it's a magazine online. About 10 minutes on average every day is wasted when people are searching for their keys. In Lagos, Nigeria, 10 minutes might mean 2-3 hours when you miss that small window. That 10 minutes translates to about 60 hours a year. In over 5 years, having this particular car, having my key like this, I have never lost my key. Why? Because growing up, my father had a system in our home. As soon as you get in, there's a location for the car keys, the house keys, you put them there. And I learned this system from him. I wish I could show you my house right now. As soon as you walk in, that's the walkway behind there. As soon as you walk in, it's the bookshelf, and I have a bowl there for the keys. I walk in, I put it in. I'm going out, I take it, and I take it out. This is one of the rare moments where it's not going in or coming out as I'm leaving, because I wanted to show you this. A system that works. And from these 4 stories, let me share 4 things that I think are important for a system that works. 1, have a clear goal. For our kids, we knew that we wanted kids that would be independent and have life skills. They're able to take care of themselves at home, cook food, sweep. They're able to take themselves to different locations. Walk to school, walk back, go downstairs to purchase something when we send them, even though our heart may jump all the way to our mouth at the time, but we want them to acquire those skills. I wanted to pass my professional exams. I was willing to sweat in my 3-piece suits, not 2, 3. I always wore 3-piece suits. I was willing to sweat in it, get into those buses, get into the keke, so I could pass those exams. That's 1. The goal must be clear. 2, you must have your schedule, a schedule that has what you want to do. If you don't schedule what you want to do, Toastmasters and guests, it's a wish. You are never going to achieve that. Put it in your schedule. 3, let it be consistent. You see the stories I shared. These are things we do every day. My daughter and I are going to school every single day. You have to do this. You don't have to manufacture, Tuesday, should I do it? Thursday, should I do it? No. From Monday to Friday, we are getting up, she's getting ready, and we walk to school, and we walk back, and she gets that practice. From January 2025, this year, she's been telling my wife, please, mommy, let me go to school alone. Let me go to school alone. And my wife has been saying, wait. I have been ready. I am very ready. She can go. But she's been saying, wait. Let's be consistent in your schedule. And then finally, number 4, get feedback. Every time I take her to school and bring her back, I let her know what I observed, what she did well, as well as areas of improvement. As I was going on the buses, studying for my professional exams, the exam result was my feedback. In the case of the key, I don't have 60 hours that I've wasted any year by looking for keys. Every time there's peace of mind for me. And please don't hate me. Those of you that lose your keys all the time, I don't know, maybe you bought a new Jeep because you lost the key to your Toyota Corolla. I apologize. We're on 2 different spectrums. And if you want assistance, please, by all means, reach out to me. Attaining any goal is possible. All you need to do is build it, follow it, and see the results that come in. You may have used systems that didn't work for you in attaining your personal, professional, or financial goal. But if you begin to use systems that work, who knows, maybe sometime in the future, you might be able to say like me, my main chef is 7 years old, the Toastmaster.
Wow. Wow. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Tim John has found a system that works, having clear goals, clear schedules, learning to be consistent. And one other mentor of mine, James, he said, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And here at Toastmasters, we have a system. I believe everybody has what we call the the itinerary for today. That is a system that has been designed for how we run our meetings. And for your life, you can design a system around your life. For example, for me, I've been going to the gym consistently, except for this week, for the past 12 weeks, although I've missed out. But I do have a clear app that helps me know the exercises that I'm going to be engaging in. And it's an affable moment, even when my muscles are screaming. And here at Toastmasters, we're about to jump into another segment of our system, which is the table topic segment. But let me tell you, we won't jump in right now. We're going to have a short 5 minutes break where we get to know ourselves, where we get to communicate and build effective networks amongst each other. So I'll tell the timer to just put on the time for 5 minutes while we drop on the chats. And I think I'll call on TM Ngona to chair this session as a VP. Maybe you can get people to introduce themselves, be first timers, and let's have fun networking. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the day. I have not recovered from the speech yet, so I'm still I'm still getting it all in. But it's good to see beautiful faces on the call today. You, in particular, Toastmaster UK. Thank you. Good to see you. Welcome. I think I can see Toastmaster Ayuba all the way from Burkina Faso joining us. So we have a global call today. Toastmaster Ayuba, thank you for joining us. I think he is the past president of Nazi Bono Toastmasters Club in Burkina Faso. Please, Toastmasters, you can unmute yourself and say hello to any Toastmaster you could find. It's just the time for us to relax. Go and stretch your legs, get ready.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you clearly, Toastmaster Ivan.
Okay, thank you so much for the floor given. I'm very pleased to join you. Yeah, I really like to join Seaside Toastmaster Club because I find your sessions very wonderful and very, very enriching. This is why I'm joining you. So I want to invite you also to join us. Our session is held every second and every fourth Wednesday of each month. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good to see you. Toastmaster Muhammad Kabir. See your hands raised. You want to say hello?
Yes, I want to use this opportunity and use this session not to preempt our intending Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman. He is here disguised as Lord Sinki. He has been around Toastmasters the same time as me since 2015. We went to school together, so he has been around Toastmasters since 2015, and he has refused to join any club. However, we have been in talks, to expand, to open. He lives in Sokoto, so anytime he comes to Abuja, he joins me if I attend meetings there. We have been in communication of seeing how we can start up something over there in Sokoto. So you might be looking at a potential president in a Sokoto club, Toastmaster Abdullahi Suleiman. I'm already calling him a Toastmaster. He has to be a Toastmaster. He has been a guest. He has attended almost 10 meetings as a guest. So Toastmaster Abdullahi Suleiman. Is he here? He can.
Turning Toastmaster Abdullahi, unmute yourself and say hello. We'd like to hear from you.
Hello.
Our ancestral guest, Lord Sinki. Good to
Hello.
have you on.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming to hear you.
I'm not sure we could hear you. The connection might not be great, but we could see Lord, and we are happy to.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Clearly, we can.
The connectivity is a bit shaky.
No worries, Toastmaster Abdullahi. We can hear you, we can see you, but not clearly. Good to have you, and we hope to have you join us much more. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hello.
Yes, we
I
can
did
see.
not hear my pre in the Toastmasters. It's pre-Toastmaster officially.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And our timer is telling us that we have to run. And our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster UK, will take us through the remaining agenda items in our agenda. Thank you all for this break. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster UK, over to you.
Thank you for that riveting and affable introduction of guest Tiamugona. You see, today we've had two wonderful prepared speakers, and I've learned a couple of things from them. Before we go into the next segment, let me just point out some of the things I've learned. We need to listen to our body and do regular checkups. That was by Toastmaster Maya. And TM John taught the importance of system. You know, one of the key things TM John does is a way of like just holding the crowd. He taught us about clear goals, clear schedules, consistency, and feedback. And now we're about to jump into the segment of the meeting that I love the most, which is the table topics segment. We're gonna allocate around 15 to 20 minutes for that, so timer, be aware. And for those that are guests, know that if you're not on the table, then you are on the menu. So you're on the menu today to be a topic speaker. And don't forget
Toastmaster
that you're
UK,
amazing.
Toastmaster UK, please, sorry for the interruption. We have a grace for distinguished Toastmaster Stella Odunwa to give her evaluations before table topics.
Oh, okay. We have a grace. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump to the evaluation segment quickly because it seems Toastmaster Stella has to go somewhere. So I'm going to invite Toastmaster Stella to quickly evaluate Toastmaster John before we jump into the other segment. Toastmaster Stella.
Okay. Thank you very much. The Toastmaster of the day. Please pardon the noise intrusion because I live near the main road. So, in evaluating Toastmaster John's speech, kindly join me in giving him a warm round of applause. Toastmaster John, your speech, the speech title was a bit confusing because I was wondering, what am I going to hear? So I was not very, very much sure of what bent you were going to take. That kept us in suspense as you started your speech. You engaged audience participation with beautiful questions and called for insightful speeches and feedback or insightful responses. Your speech style was conversational in a way as well as even informative in style. You developed your story gradually and brought us towards the interesting and riveting topic that you gave to us. That was beautiful because you really led us gradually till we got the grasp of what you were trying to tell us at the end. Your speech was full of engaging anecdotes. That was beautiful. What would I like to recommend to you, Toastmaster John? I read in your manual that your speech was more of a keynote speech. And keynote speeches are better delivered standing up, but I could not determine whether you were standing up or you were sitting up. Or you were sitting down. So I would have loved to see more of you rather than just only the bust showing. I also noticed that the opportunity to use a vocal variety was lost because when you talked about a neighbor asking you why you were sending your child to walk alone to school, I I felt you had very great opportunity to use engaging vocal variety here, and it was lost. However, I want to say that while you were speaking, I noticed that you were using formal addresses in terms of mother, father, daughter, son. However, it was mixed with the informal use of relations, like you use kids, which is an informal word to use in a keynote address. I would have loved to see your body gestures, and I would have loved to see your voice modulation, but I could not find much of that. Let me, however, commend you in an affable way the use of apt gestures in terms of your body actually demonstrating, your face demonstrate, your body demonstrated to us in terms of the use of your hands and your face, using gestures to also demonstrate to us when you smiled or you frowned when you needed to. And then I want to commend you for the great smile you had. It was engaging. The great use of stories also buttressed your message, and you use your time very, very well, holding us in the palm of your hand till the conclusion of your presentation. You concretize your message at the end of your presentation towards the conclusion when you talked about clear goals, clear schedule and systems, and then clear feedback given to us to ensure that we put in place very great systems that work. I learned a lot, and I want to commend you for your beautiful and engaging presentation. The Toastmaster, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Stella, for that wonderful evaluation. And because I'm Toastmaster of the Day, I've been given the vested right to compare this meeting. I just want to move into the next evaluation for the previous speech. That will be Toastmaster Mesoma Abezu evaluating Toastmaster Maya. Toastmaster Mesoma, just go ahead, give us your evaluation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. The silent killers we ignore. Thank you very much for that wonderful speech, the affirmable Toastmaster Mary. Now, I found your speech quite insightful, and I'm sure we all agree. One of the first things that I loved about that speech is the fact that you began with a story. So we're all able to resonate with your topic through your story. I also love the fact that you were able to tap into our emotions. In fact, from the stories you gave, right? I was able to tell the speech style that you used. So I can tell that you used the informative and the emotional, persuasive speech style. So well done on that. I also love the fact that you were very intentional about making it insightful. You gave us bit-sized tips and takeaways. One of the things I took away is to be very conscious of my blood pressure, and I'll be checking it every day. You told us to prioritize rest, to prioritize running, and a little bit of fitness daily. I also love the fact that you were able to make use of rhetorical questions, like when you said, when last did you wake up feeling refreshed? Really, that's a question I would ask the house. When last did you wake up feeling refreshed? So well done on that. I almost do not have anything to recommend, but I'll be saying I would like to suggest that you make use of vocal variety. You were giving us an emotional speech. I would expect that when you were about to tell us the story of someone who died, you would say, and you would not believe what happened last week. I got a call from my friend saying that he had lost his brother. Vocal variety. And also, I would like to recommend the use of facial expressions. It's almost like I couldn't tell when you were happy or sad. So the use of facial expressions, high pitch, we can also know that, oh, this is something to look forward to. She's about to say something. And aside this, I think this was a very beautiful and relatable speech. So well done, Toastmaster Mary. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster B.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mesoma, for that evaluation. And I hope the speakers that have been evaluated took something significant from these evaluations. I believe the evaluators will get in touch with you, fill your evaluation forms, and help you give more extensive evaluations in any other places where you might feel you are lagging. But that's the thing about Toastmasters. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And now we're going to go to the impromptu speeches side of our meeting today. You know, it usually takes more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. What we just had before, we have prepared impromptu speeches. But now you have just 2 minutes, 30 seconds to give us an impromptu speech. And to compare this session, I'm going to be handing it over to a special Toastmaster today that is going to be handling our table topics session. I have spoken about her before. The Toastmaster that will be handling our table topic session today is Toastmaster Miriam. Okay, she's a supply chain professional and works at an energy company. You know, energy is really pricey here in Europe, and I want to get to know her, make her my friend, so I can get some energy discounts in case she comes over. She's interested in music, traveling, reading, and just like my background, she joined Seaside and Luminous Toastmasters to improve her speaking, her leadership, her communication skills. With a round of applause, let's welcome the active Toastmaster, Miriam. Okay.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, for that warm welcome. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me? Thank you very much. Affable fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. Today, I have the privilege of being your table topics master, and the theme for today's meeting is for us to augment your voice. So what do we mean by to augment? Means that you need to make something greater, stronger, or more impactful. So when it comes to our voices, it's not just about volume, like the president said earlier. It's about influence, clarity, and purpose. So your voice is your personal brand rather, in sound, your signature in speech. Today, we are going to explore how we can make that voice not just heard, but truly felt. So the purpose of table topics is to help us speak confidently without preparation. In life, we rarely get advance notice before we have to speak up, whether it is in a meeting, a casual conversation, or standing up for what is right. So this session will help us think quickly, speak clearly, and connect meaningfully. So we have some rules that you have to follow. And the first rule is that I will be reading questions before, I will be calling on participants. Then the participants will have 1 to 2 minutes to respond. That's the second rule. Then the third rule is you should just aim for a mini speech. So you should have a clear opening, middle, and closing. So the fourth rule is be yourself, be bold. This is your moment to augment your voice. So I have 10 questions. Please, Toastmaster of the Day, confirm how many speakers we can take for this session. I have 10 questions.
I would say I'll allocate the next 20 minutes to your session. So between 15 to 20 minutes to your session.
Thank you very much. So the first person I'm going to call will be a Toastmaster, so the person can show the people in the audience how this is done. So the first person I'm going to call is a former president of Seaside Toastmaster Club, and the person is no other than Toastmaster Ibrahim Ajani. Please come onto the lectern and help us show our guests and other people in the meeting how this is done. You have question number 1 to 10. You can pick any one. Over to you, President Ajani.
I think he might be indisposed, so we might have to
Yeah,
go
I
with
think
another
so. Yeah.
Toastmaster.
Okay, so let me look around the room and pick another Toastmaster. So I'm going to pick the Vice President Education, that is Toastmaster Ugona Anyawu, to help us with the first question in this table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miriam. I'll go for topic number, let's say number 4.
Number 4. So the question is, who is someone whose voice has inspired you to take action and how? Should I repeat? Should I repeat the question?
Yes, I got the question. Thank you. Who
Okay,
is
thank you.
someone that his voice has inspired me to take action? Good afternoon once again, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Toastmaster Ugonna. And for me, the voices is not just the ones I've heard. Voices are also things I read, because sometimes when I read powerful speeches of people and it inspires me, I could hear them directly, even while reading their works. And one of these people that would have inspired me is Demosthenes, an ancient Greek orator. Demosthenes grew in a time when you have to either be good at the gym, fighting as a gladiator, or you have to be very good at council deliberating issues. But he was born in a weak and feeble way. He trained himself to become a very competent speaker when the people of Greece would not give him a chance. And he rose up to become a powerful voice in Greek and led them towards so many victories in his time just by the power of his voice. He stood out for me because his infirmities at birth would not lead him to being that good an orator. But Demosthenes showed and he proved that with practice and diligence, we could rise to become competent speakers and effect change in our society just with our voice. For me, he is the one that holds it for me. Thank you very much. It's back to you, the table topics master, Toastmaster Mariam.
Thank you very much for that response. I'm going to move on very quickly to the next table topics contestant, and I'm going to call on Toastmaster Ebele Enechukwu. Toastmaster Ebele, please come onto the lectern and help us be our second contestant for today's table topics. Okay, I do not. So I already dropped in the chat session that if you're interested in participating in table topics, kindly indicate your interest in the chat, but I haven't gotten any responses. So you can just raise your hand since this is a virtual meeting, and we can just proceed from there. Okay, so I have Toastmaster Muhammad Kabir. Okay, I saw your message, Toastmaster Ebele. Your message is noted. So Toastmaster Mohammed, Sergeant at Arms, I think you indicated interest. Please come up to the lectern so we can do this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, our table topics master. So I want to take question number 7.
7. So question number 7 goes thus: how can silence sometimes be a way to strengthen your voice? How can silence sometimes be a way to strengthen your voice?
Thank you very much for the topic. Using silence as a way to strengthen your voice. Make an example with myself. I am a kind of person that growing up all my life, I do not speak often. Safe to say that I am very introverted. Growing up, you might think that might be a bad thing, but it just means there are different avenues where you get to recharge your soul and you recharge your energy. And you are not someone that wants to say much. But you don't live on an island. You're a human being, and we are all social animals. You have to communicate and you have to share ideas. So something of personal note that I have made is to ensure that whatever comes out of my mouth is something of value, which has made a lot of my communication calculated. And that has been also been perceived by other people at the other end of the communication thread, that I pick my words, which is actually true. I tend to be conscious of exactly the words I pick, and I say what I share, what I tell people. So using that framework and that personal philosophy and building on it enables me to use silence for influence. So whenever I open my mouth, I know I have processed a lot of information and I do have something of value to say and something that is very brief. So thank you very much. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much. I will be calling on the next contestant, and that will be Courage Williams. Please, can you come up to the lectern and do this? It's quite interesting. Please just try and do this. Courage Williams.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Okay, I'm new here, so how do I have to pick a question?
Yes, you have 10 questions, but Toastmaster Ugona has picked question number 4, and Toastmaster Muhammad Kabir has picked question number 7. So you have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. You can pick from those.
Okay, I'll pick number 10.
Number what?
Number 10.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Number 10.
Number 10. Oh, okay. So the question is, what advice will you give to someone who feels like their voice does not matter?
Okay, the advice I would give anybody who feels their voice does not matter is, I will use myself as an example. While I was growing up, I grew up in a certain way. I had challenges with my dad. I was the firstborn child, and whenever okay, what brought about that was because my parents were divorced, and my dad will always throw the tantrum on me that, okay, my sister was the one that is after his heart, and all of the love he has transferred to my sister. So in other words, that means the hatred was transferred to me. So it when I was growing up, it got to me that it was time to let him know that this really did not sit well with me. I had to keep on letting him know that I am different. This is who I am. I was never there when the issues came up. And as a child, parents will always tell you to shut up. They don't want to hear your own side of the story. They don't want to hear you say anything and all of that. And I kept on persisting that, look, I matter. I am a child too. I am part of this family too. And I need to be heard. I need them to listen to me too. So I would tell anybody that feel their voice doesn't matter to continue to persist, to always say what's in their mind. And today, They listen to me, everybody listens to me, and they know that I matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that insightful speech. The next person I'm going to call is Yvonne Echo. Please, can you come to the lectern so we can do this? Yvonne Echo.
Okay, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. Hope your video is on.
My what?
Your video.
No, it's not.
Okay. You might want to turn it on. But
Oh, is that compulsory?
It helps. It helps with your evaluation. So.
Okay. Give me a moment then. Sorry for delaying. Just give me.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So question number 4, 7, and 10 has been answered. So you can choose the other ones outside 4, 7, and 10.
Okay, question 1.
Question 1. Okay, so question 1. If your voice could influence one global change, what would it be and why?
Okay, if my voice could influence one global change or one global phenomenon, it would definitely be mental health. So as someone with lived experience of a mental health condition, I know how it is firsthand in Nigeria, especially. So there's a lot of isolation, misconceptions, stigma, and these things are not helpful for both people that for anyone really, because it is something that can happen to anybody, and we have people around us, friends, family members, and all of that may require support at a certain period in time. So mental health care and research in general is underfunded. Medications are the research around medication is also poor. And sorry, I'm flustered. That's basically it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking up the courage to come up to the LinkedIn to participate in table topics. So I have one, so we can only take one more participant, and I have one hand up, and that is Lord Sinky. So we'll move quickly to you so that we can round up the table topic session. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so I am to pick number 2.
Number 2, please turn on your video.
Okay.
So question number 2. Tell us about a time when speaking up changed the outcome of a situation.
Hello everyone. So I'm just trying to gather. There have been a lot of moments, but let me give an example from my workplace. That was okay. So I'm a medical doctor by profession. So there was this time I was working in Nasarawa State. The hospital is a general hospital with few doctors, few staff to manage patients. What we had then was lack of training and retraining. So I went and met the medical superintendent. We spoke. I explained to him why we need to be having regular presentations, because with regular presentations, we'll be able to identify where there are gaps in knowledge, where things are not being done right, where some things need to be optimized in patient management. And with that, it has never been done there. So we just set up with him, arrange some topics, and we share them out where everyone go and prepare, and we start presenting every morning before we start activities. And with that, well, I don't know if it had continued, but I believe that speaking up things, even it made an impact. I wouldn't gauge how much of a big impact, but at least it moved the needle. So that taught me like speaking up, no matter how, can bring an impact. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, we've come to the end of table topics today, and our brave speaker. We couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for sharing your insight and your stories. We've learned a lot from your stories today. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Miriam. I myself love table topics. In fact, on joining Athlone Toastmasters Club, I competed in the table topics tournament. And Toastmaster John will always know. Of course, I came second, actually. I didn't win. And then I went to the area level. And of course, I came second again. And I went to the district level and I came second. But that's the journey of table topics through Seaside Toastmasters. And with this, I would say I've come to the end of this session and my job here. I won't be calling for votes because we're short on time, because most of the affable speakers today were new timers, so there won't be any voting for the table topics today. But I'll be handing it over to someone who has been peeping at me and monitoring all our steps, the general evaluator for today, GE Temitope Olagunju. Round of applause.
Okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. The general evaluator, unfortunately, has just dropped off, but she has been sending in her observations of the meeting, and we could carry on from here. To give the general evaluation of today's meeting, we'll first off call on the table topics evaluator. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the Day.
Okay, these things happen. The GE dropped off, and I'm back here on the stage handling everything. But we're still going to move forward. To evaluate this riveting table topics, it's someone whom I always champion as the Odogu. And he's a riveting Toastmaster, affable in his own right, and he's an experienced advertising and business strategist, serves on the board of a couple of engineering technology-driven companies. He's passionate about Toastmasters and technology-driven solutions. With a round of applause, I want us to welcome Toastmaster Ebube Modi to evaluate the table topics.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster UK. It's indeed a pleasure getting to see you once more. Welcome on board, sir. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good afternoon. Today, I'm going to be evaluating the table topic speakers. Today has been an amazing session because we had exceptional speakers who came up the stage and were able to deliver value. I'm going to begin with our first speaker, Toastmaster Ugonna Anyanwu, who chose question number 4 and who spoke on the topic, who is someone whose voice inspired you to take action and how. The very first thing I love that Toastmaster Ugonna did while he was called up stage was that he started the speech with a smile. In fact, when I saw this smile, it softened my heart. Smile has a way of getting to soften the heart of the audience that are getting to listen to you. He engaged me with his smile, and then he went ahead to give us a call to action and an exceptional word that he said that voices is not what he hears, but also what he reads. What he was trying to mention is that, yes, the question is on the line of us getting to give him a response about what he hears, but then also voices to him is also about what he gets to read at the time. Also, he went on to respond to the question, and he gave us a name, Thomas, and he told us a story about the response which he had made. And then he also went on to give us a call to action, practice and diligence. We can rise to become competent speakers. One thing I would have loved Toastmaster Ugonna to do is perhaps to water down the response, give us more a relatable response based on the choices which he has made for the person who he had mentioned his name, to give us how did it impact on you, how did it personally influence your decision for you to perhaps choose him in the response which you have gave. But all in all, it was an amazing response from Toastmaster Ugonna. And our second speaker is Toastmaster Mohammed, and he spoke on the topic, how can silence sometimes be a way to strengthen your voice? And he spoke on question number 7. And his question, first, he personalized his response. He told us about his being an introverted person. And then he also went ahead to give us his response on why he doesn't like to get to speak on the spot. Perhaps he has to put his thoughts process together and ensure that what he wants to say gives value. And then he said that he's sure that his silence, when he gets to speak, it gets to influence processes and systems. I'd like to say well done to Toastmaster Mohammed for the amazing speech. One thing I would have loved Toastmaster Mohammed to do is perhaps to use more of gestures, have more expression while you are upstage to speak. It looked as though you were too serious while you were speaking, but hand gestures and having more expression can also give more strength to your speech. And one thing I love the most about Toastmaster Mohammed is his executive outlook. He has an executive outlook that really strengthened his speech. And then our third speaker, a guest Courage, spoke on the topic, what advice will you give to someone who feels their voice does not matter? And guest Courage spoke on the topic, on the question number 10. Again, Courage started with a personal story. She had to take us away to her family, and is really something that someone who has a lot of openness, that can be so open to tell us about their vulnerable experience. And personal stories from all the experiences I've has a way that it connects when people get to speak. She told us about her family, and then she also went on to respond to the question that she was persistent. And today, they respect her for her voice when she gets to speak. One thing I recommend to Courage is, in a virtual meeting like this, it will be nice for us to see your face. And it will also be nice if you get to turn on your video. And we went on to our fourth speaker, and she spoke on the topic, if your voice could influence one global change, what is it and why? And that our fourth speaker is Yvonne Eko. She spoke on question number 1. Her response was as though she was already briefed about the table topic section, because she had the right response to the question. And she went on to respond that her response is on mental health. And then she gave us reason. She mentioned that people who have mental health sometimes feel isolated. They are perhaps stigmatized. And she also went on to mention that there is a lot of poor funding on research, and she has a lot of authority around the mental health topic. And beyond getting to be knowledgeable about the topic, she was also open when the table topics master requested that she should kindly turn on her video. She showed a legendary way of getting to accept it, and also were able to see her face. One thing I'm going to recommend for guest Yvonne is perhaps the gestures. Try and see how to use more of hand gestures. Play around the smile when you are speaking. And also, there is no need for you to tell us sorry, perhaps in the middle of the speech, perhaps maybe when you lose your thoughts also. You were already doing exceptionally well. And I would like to say well done to you for that amazing presentation on your table topics segment. And our final speaker is Lord Sinke. He chose question number 2, And the question is, tell us about a time when speaking up changed a lot. Lord Sinke used an unusual approach while he was speaking. First, he had to give us a foundational background about his personality. He told us that he's a medical doctor, and that now strengthened his speech that he wanted to give. Now, he took us to the north, and then he told us about his experience that he had in the north, and then the recommendation that he made, which is there were a lack of trainings and there were gaps in knowledge. And because of his recommendation, the organization accepted it, and there was significant impact in it. Once again, I'd like to mention that, yes, you have good knowledge on the topic which you have spoke. Yes, you introduced yourself. Now I know that Lord Sinke is a medical professional. However, while you are speaking, it will be nice for you to use more gestures, right? Use hand gestures, try and express yourself more, try and see how to also smile, because it also helps to drive home the message that you intend to pass. And also, along the line, you also mentioned that when you wanted to start, that you were putting your thoughts process together. Yes, we already know you are putting your thoughts process together. You don't need to mention that in the course of your speaking engagement. All in all the speakers today were exceptional. In fact, it was as though they already had the prior knowledge about the table topics question that were asked. But because of the integrity and core values of Toastmasters, I for sure know that they do not have a prior knowledge of it. I'd like to say well done to all the speakers, and I'd like to encourage them, please continue to practice public speaking, continue to speak off the cuff, and I believe that all in all together we'll become better speakers. Well done to you all, and back to you, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster UK.
Thank you for that affable feedback to all the tabletop speakers. And now we're on a speed run session. I'm going to call on the grammarian to give her report. The grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Oluwatosin, you have the floor.
So much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. Please confirm if you can hear me. Am I being heard? Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Before I go into my report, I'd like to commend everyone that has spoken today, that has a virtual lesson and said one thing or the other, either table topics, our role players. We all did an amazing job, and we just like I almost do not have anything to say, any complaint about anybody's use of words, but to point out that one of our speakers was saying when she was talking about exercising, she made mention of notice that the walk is not as much as possible to I'd like to commend DTM Stella Odunwa. I'm sure I'm correct that she's a DTM. He used the word of the day 3 times. Also made use, she said, while she was commending TM John, she said he held us enthralled. Like to commend I lost count of the number of Modi, he used the word of the day more than 3 times. He also used the I'd also like to comment on John with the use. He said something about the beautiful Lagos traffic. Lagos traffic is with words, and he has a way of making whatever message you're passing across. Well, like I said earlier, I'd like to commend everybody who are Toastmasters, and we have proven to.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Oluwatosin. For some minutes, I lost audio. I had to be a lip reader And it shows the ability of good Toastmasters, to be able to know when they're being handed over to and to be able to read lips. I could catch all the commendations she was giving, even if I couldn't hear her. Like, wow, that was good. She's commending TM John, she's commending DTM Stella. It's an amazing skill, and we all learn it. We all need to learn it. And with that, I'll be going over to the next role player, our R counter of the day, Toastmaster Patience Ode, to give us her report.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. A quote by Bill Gates states that everyone needs feedback. That's how we improve. At the beginning of the meeting, I told us that we were going to come back. I was going to come back and give a report on how we fared during the meeting. Now, my report. Toastmaster Mohammed Kabir used the pause filler word so 7 times, 2 times, once, twice, making it a total of 12 times. The Toastmaster of the day made use of the word so 4 times, 2 times, 2 times, 3 times, making it a total of 9. Guest Yvonne made use of the word so 2 times, 2 times, making it a total of 4. Toastmaster Marioke made use of the filler word so 15 times, 3 times, once, making it a total of 19. Toastmaster Courage Williams made use of the word so once, twice, always, the repetitive phrase once, making it a total of 9. Toastmaster Lord Siki made use of the word so 4 times, 4 times, once, making it a total of 9. Toastmaster Mary made use of the filler word so 2 times. Toastmaster Yuba made use of the filler word so once, 4 times, making it a total of 6. The second evaluator made use of this filler word so 3 times, 2 times, once, making it a total of 6. And the our master for today's meeting is Toastmaster Miriam. Okay. What do we say to her? Don't do that again. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me remind you to always make use of the powerful pause to prevent you from making use of those filler words. And with this, your message will be passed across clearly. Thank you very much, and it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that was riveting, for a moment, I thought, I just used again. I thought that I would be the R master of the day. Toastmaster Patience, we know who to pinpoint for the vote counting in any elections because you do a thorough job. Thank you very much for that evaluation and that report. And with that, I will go over to the last role player, the person who has been monitoring our meeting, the timing, and that will be Toastmaster Amina Kari. Over to you, Toastmaster Amina.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Well, congratulations to all the speakers, especially for those speakers that spoke within the time allotted. And I had like a great speech and phenomenal speakers. For the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Mary spoke for 7 minutes, 43 seconds. And Toastmaster John spoke for 20 minutes, 31 seconds. So Toastmaster Mary spoke beyond the time allotted. For the evaluation, Toastmaster Mesuma spoke for 2 minutes, 25 seconds, while Distinguished Toastmaster Stella spoke for 4 minutes, 6 seconds. So Distinguished Toastmaster Stella spoke beyond the time allotted. For the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Oguna spoke for 1 minute 37 seconds. Toastmaster Mohammed spoke for 1 minute 58 seconds. Guest Courage spoke for 1 minute 54 seconds. Guest of the Toastmaster Lord Sinki spoke for 55 seconds, which is below the time allotted. And then the final speaker was Temitope Baniri. I'm not sure if it's a guest or Toastmaster. Thank you, everyone, for helping us to effectively manage our time today. I leave you all with a quote by Michael Altschura. And it says, the bad news is time flies, but the good news is you are the pilot. Thank you very much. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Time flies, but you are the pilot. And now we come to the last co-pilot report, the general evaluator, who has handed the reins over to Toastmaster Ogona. Toastmaster Ogona will be the general evaluator, evaluating how our meeting has progressed so far. So I'll hand over the reins to you, Toastmaster Ogona.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. That was an awesome job. So I will start with the Toastmaster of the day, whom I thought was great. But the meeting started at 1 p.m. exactly, so kudos to everyone who worked behind the scenes to get this set up, especially our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster, Mohammed Kabi. That was wonderful, keeping to our promise of starting by 1 p.m. The meeting flowed very well thanks to the Toastmaster of the day. He did an amazing job. So I love that he was able to anchor the various sessions of the meeting. And even when it was time for the speech evaluations to get it before when it was stated in the agenda, he transitioned that very smoothly. And I thought that was wonderful and that was awesome. I also will recommend the role players who were right on time at the beginning of the meeting. It ensured that every aspect of the meeting flowed very well. And in the situation where they dropped out, maybe due to network or wherever they are, they handed over promptly by maintaining those communications. That ensured that we have this excellent meeting we are having today. So kudos to all the role players, the general evaluator, the tag team, and all the speech evaluators. I thought that was beautiful. Are there any recommendations for the meeting? Yeah, just a few. We did quite well with time, racing through a whole lot of packed stuff we have in our agenda. So that's not, though it's not perfect, but I think we could improve on it going forward in our meetings. And the table topics, I noticed that the table topics master wasn't very elaborate on the timing, especially for the guests. So in that situation, some of the guests might not really understand that they need to speak for a minimum of a certain minute or a maximum of a certain minute, and also to remind them of the timer and the timing rules. This is important because some of the guests might have joined the call when the introduction was done at the beginning of the meeting. So that is for the recommendations. But all in all, I thought we had a good meeting. The prepared speeches were great. So kudos to all the prepared speakers, because prepared speeches and table topics are the soul of our meeting, alongside evaluations. Distinguished Toastmaster Stella, I was awed by her evaluations because I was just carried away by Toastmaster John. And if I was the evaluation, if I were to be the evaluator, I would have just come up and say, well, I didn't notice anything. The guy was good, but that's one of the good things about Toastmasters. We have people who are very detailed, and you cannot just push them aside with your great speeches. Toastmaster John, I'm sorry, but that was beautiful evaluation, beautiful stuff. It was a good meeting, and I thought our role players were a good example of why today was good. Thank you all to all your role players. It's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Ogona. To come to the end of this meeting, I'm about to land this plane. And goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean I'll miss you until we meet again. It's been amazing being the Toastmaster of the day. It's a popular quote which always sticks in my head for moments like this. It is, great is the art of beginning, but greater is the art of ending. And as we end, I'm going to hand the reins over to the president of Seaside Luminous Club, Toastmaster Kudos Adebayo.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster of the Day. Our president is he's on an official assignment and is unfortunately not at the end of this meeting. Well, I would say thank you to our Toastmaster of the Day joining us all the way from the island. I hope we have some Irish potatoes somewhere in the bag, just waiting to be distributed after the meeting. Thank you. You did an amazing job, and it was a pleasure having you. And for those who don't know, Toastmaster UK is a member of Seaside, even though the Irish took him away from us, but he is still one of us. Thank you once again. And we have come to the end of this meeting. But before we go, I just want to lay out a few announcements so that we could prepare for what is coming. The president has asked me to thank all the guests. Please, if you are a guest on this call, please thank you for joining us. It's because of you that we put in our best to do this, and also because of our members on call. Thank you all for everyone who joined. I was monitoring the participants during the course of the meeting, and usually in Zoom meetings like this it fluctuates, but I noticed it was just almost at the same level for the entirety of the meeting. You just have one or two people who drop off and come back. That showed that the quality of the meeting was good and people were engaged. Kudos. Thank you. And if you are a guest, please, we have a short 1 or 2 minutes meet and greet just after the meeting. Maybe perhaps you might want to know more about what we do or how you want to be a member of us if it's of interest to you, or you are curious and you just want to know what Toastmasters all about. And we also want to meet you and get to know you, get to know your name, where you work, and all those stuff. Please just indulge us for a few minutes after this meeting. One of us will be in contact with you here on this call and we will get to meet you. Thank you very much for that. And due to the time and the nature of our meetings, we did not have especially for the prepared speeches, because the projects were in a different level and it's not something we could compare in terms of voting. One was 22 minutes and one had to speak for 7 minutes. But thank you to all the table topic speakers. Our Toastmaster of the day moved on without the votes. We thought it was all good. Thank you very much. And also, we also want to thank our new member and welcome her to our club. I don't know if she's on the call, Toastmaster Chineku Duru. Toastmaster Chineku, welcome on board. This is officially your first Toastmasters meeting. If you are here, I'm not sure I could see her, but the president have asked me to also say thank you for being one of us and welcome on board. One more thing, as part of the executive team that is guiding the affairs of Seaside for these Toastmasters here, we have just added one person who has committed to help serve this club. It's an exciting excitement. It's an exciting engagement and something that makes us happy when we have members who want to serve this club. And our president have said we should appreciate Toastmaster Marvelous Okechukwu. Toastmaster Marvelous Okechukwu will be joining the Seaside executive team as a vice president education assistant. So she will be the vice president education 2 for the duration of this year. Thank you, Toastmaster Marvelous. I see you on the call. It's good to have you. Thank you. Thank you. Please, members, welcome her and say good words about her in the chat. She has committed to serve this club. And another announcement the president have asked me to bring to you is our speech contest is coming up on the first Saturday of September. Please, we are all encouraged to come in and make it bubble for the benefit and the fun of it, because it's not just about prepared speeches, it's a contest and it's just an opportunity for you to grow, for you to gauge yourself against others and maybe progress to represent our clubs at the area and the division level. we have the humorous and table topics contest for this year. On the first Saturday of September, please mark your diary. You will see me in your DM in WhatsApp. Don't worry, you will see Toastmaster Marvelous trying to remind you that you have to be part of the contest. We want all our members to be a part of the contest. Contest seasons are exciting for us as Toastmasters. Come and give us those humorous speeches, or come and learn how to give engaging humorous speeches just like Toastmaster John today, just to make people smile and laugh. Please join us for our speech contest next month. And it's renewal season. Our presidents have also asked me to remind our club and to thank you all that are members of this club, that you have stayed with us till this moment for your growth and for the benefit of this club. Well done. We are in that season where we have to show our commitment to our growth and the growth of our club once again by renewing our membership for the next 6 months of the Toastmasters year. Our membership team and treasury team might reach out to you during the course of the week or the weeks ahead, because we have until the end of September to do that. Please let us try and cooperate and remember why we joined in the first place, and reiterate our commitment to our growth as competent speakers and as Toastmasters. Thank you as we all do that. And please try and follow us on all our social media accounts. Our vice president, public relations, and our public relations team have been asking, and they have been doing an amazing job. Please follow and like and see what is happening all there. Thank you all. Thank you to the guests. Thank you to the vice president, public relations, and her assistants. Thank you to the VPPRO team and everyone on call. The president is grateful for having all of you here today, and he has asked me and given me the power vested on him as the president to bring this meeting to an end today. Thank you all for being a part of us. We are really, really, really excited to have you. For our guests, please just hang around and we will get to meet you shortly. Thank you. Toastmaster Miriam, are you here?
Yes, but I'm about to leave.
Oh, Toastmaster,
Hi.
can you help us engage the guests? Hi, Samirelina Barry. Is it Salimata? Samira
Yes.
Salimata. How are you doing? Welcome.
I'm fine. Sorry, my English is not so good.
Cool. It's okay. It's fine. That's part of why we are here. The grammarian is still on call to give you feedback after. How are you doing? You again?
Samira Salimata Bari. I came from Burkina Faso.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also a Toastmaster, but in French club.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Good to have you. Good to have you, Samira Salimata. How is Burkina Faso today?
It's good. I think that it's the most beautiful country today in Africa.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good to hear that. You believe that until you come to Nigeria. I promise you, if you come to Nigeria, you won't want to go back. This is where it happens. You could see the food and everything. It's just awesome. When you come, Toastmaster John is waiting for you. I will take you to his house. Thank you.
Thank you.
If
So
you are a guest
goodbye.
on the call, please drop on the chat. I am a guest. I am a guest. Let's meet you. I am a guest. I am a guest. If you are a guest in the call, please let's meet our guests. Courage Williams, I see you on the call. Chuke Buka, are you Toastmasters or guests? Please unmute your microphone and engage us. Lillian Ezobulu.
Few have
Lord.
mentioned that they are guests, Toastmaster Ogona. Toastmaster guest Yvonne, guest Temitope Banire, guest Chuko Ibuka, guest Henry Inyama.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. So we'll start with, okay, before we engage the guests, just a very short one. Toastmasters International, was founded 100 years ago with just two major goals: to help people develop their abilities as competent speakers and great leaders. At Toastmasters, it's a not-for-profit organization, and what we do is to support each other develop our public speaking and leadership skills. Globally, public speaking is one of those major fears that people have all over the world. And believe me, it's an issue and people are trying to work on it. And that is what we all are doing. And we are a community that is supportive, and we have clubs scattered all over the world. Like you saw today, some of our Toastmasters joined us all the way from Ireland, some from Burkina Faso. It's a big family. Welcome and to Seaside Toastmasters Club. This is Seaside. Seaside is one of many clubs scattered all over the world. We usually meet every first and second Saturdays of the week. The first Saturdays of the week, we meet at Victoria Island here in Lagos, and we meet at Echo Hotels by 1 p.m. It's a virtual meeting. It means it's a hybrid meeting, sorry, and it means you could join us virtually as well. Then the second Saturdays of the month, like the one we are having today, it's strictly virtual. That is who we are and what we are all about. So we'd just like to hear from you, our guests, just for 1 minute. Introduce yourself. You just tell us your name, what you do, how did you hear about Toastmasters, and what was your impression of the meeting today? Then you go ahead and tell us if you would like to join or you would still like to visit us one more time. So we'll just start with guest Yvonne Echo. Guest Yvonne, please unmute yourself and talk to us. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yvonne Eko, and you said what we do, right?
Yeah, just your name, what you do, how did you hear about Seaside Toastmasters Club, and your impression about the meeting?
All right, great. So my name is Yvonne, and I am an entrepreneur. I also work as a programs associate at a leading mental health non-governmental organization in Nigeria. I heard about Toastmasters for the first time from a couple of years ago, actually, from someone who was mentoring me in a program, in a leadership program that I was enrolled in. So he recommended that we join Toastmasters, and I forgot about it until a friend of mine posted that she's a member of this club. So I reached out to her, and she sent me the Instagram handle. So that's how I got here.
Awesome.
So my impression of the meeting, I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to have a good time. And I like that there are many different segments that will keep you engaged throughout the program. I like that you can get put on the spot and it just helps me grow, or it helped me grow. I mean, I know that I use filler words a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here. So when it was highlighted, I was like, you need to do better. Yeah, it's a great meeting, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. If I may ask, who is that your friend, so that we'll buy private jets? We'll give them $100,000 at the end of it.
Her name is Kendi.
Kendi, cool
Yeah.
stuff. Stuff.
Yeah.
Toastmaster, intending Toastmaster Yvonne, you would like to be a part of us in some time, right?
Sorry?
So you would like to visit us one more time, or you want to be a part of us?
Yeah, I would like to visit.
Yeah, cool. We'll meet the first Saturday of the month. And if you want more information on how to be a member of Toastmasters, all guests, please, you can just send your email privately if you are not comfortable sharing it publicly. But if you can also put it in the open chat. Just drop us your email and we'll be in touch with you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Toastmaster, intending Toastmaster Yvonne. So Temitope Banire, can we hear from you? Our guest Temitope.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Temi. Well,
Thank you. My name is Temitope Banire. I am a guest here today. Sorry. I am a programs and project person. I work with the Chartered Institute of Directors, Nigeria. I heard about Toastmaster Club from a friend, a Facebook friend whose name is Mr. Bola Yusuf. I think he's a member of a Toastmaster Club in Abuja. I've been friends with him for long. I see a lot of his activities that he posts on his Facebook page on Toastmasters Club and all of that. And I got in touch with him last year or so, asking about what Toastmaster is all about. He told me and asked me to join any Toastmaster club around me. So I was able to search for Toastmaster around me on the island here. I think I got to know about this particular one on Instagram. Then I sent a message. I joined their WhatsApp group, and since then I've been a guest on their WhatsApp group. Today's program was inspiring. It was eye-opening. I love the fact that there were a lot of sessions. There were people to critique you, to tell you how well you did in what you were presenting. It's my first time hearing that when you are presenting an opening speech, you have to stand up. I heard it from the lady that critique the other guy that spoke, and I was very surprised, but I'm here to learn and I really love that. Thank you very much.
Great, great stuff. Thank you very much, Temitope Banire. Thank you. And again, if you still want more information on how to be a member of the club, just shoot us your email and we will reach out to you shortly during the course of the week. Thank you, and we hope to see you in our meetings more and more, even as a guest or as a member. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
We move on to Chukwebuka, our guest. Chukwebuka, you're on the call. Please say hello.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chukwebuka. Welcome.
My name is Chukwebuka Udeaja. I am an HR professional. I work in a law firm as the practice manager here on the island, like you precisely. It's a pleasure to be here. I enjoyed every moment. I have always wanted to be part of Toastmasters. I've known about Toastmasters for 3 years now, but I haven't been able to join because of the financial involvement. So, but lately I had to reach out to a friend, Zoe. I think she's a member of Toastmasters First Stack branch, so she's a very good friend. So she sent me the contact of I think a member of the Seaside Toastmasters. So I had to reach out. That's how I got the link to this meeting. So it's a pleasure to be here. I enjoyed every moment. I think what stood out for me was the session, the I think tabletop session where people had to answer some questions off off the top of their head without any sort of preparation. I think that's very important because there are moments like that I could come up in our life where would have to show up unprepared. So it kind of put people on the spot and they had to do their best. So I think that stood out for me. And every other session, I enjoyed the fact that everybody is critiqued. So it helps you to do some introspection, analyze your performance and work on your weaknesses and build on your strengths. So I think that's very important as well. So once again, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to be a member. So I'll be around. I'll be around by God's grace. I'm here. Thank you, everyone.
Great stuff, Chukwebuka, and we'll be happy to have you. You can always reach out to any of the executives. Even Zoe can help you, and we are just one big family. Good to have you. Mohammed Baba raised his hand. Mohammed, let's say hello to us.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone on the call. My name is
Good
Muhammad
afternoon.
Bello Baba. Yeah, my name is Muhammad Bello Baba. I work as a process engineer in an energy firm in Port Harcourt, but I stay in Lagos. I know about Toastmaster Club for quite a long period of time, but I had been hesitant to join. I had a friend, Ziaul Haq Balarabi. I don't know if you can know him, but I think there was a time he chaired Toastmaster Club Kano. So he tried to introduce me to Toastmaster since then. I think one or two clubs, Energy Club and Eagle. I was on the verge of registering and something came in and I had to change my plans. So this time around, I'm introduced by Muhammad Kabir Abdullah. It's on the call. I don't know why he forgot to introduce me, but that's fine. Um, so I've made a plan to join, though I'm still on the searching phase now. So this is one of the clubs that I'm making research on. So hopefully, I'll make my mind, and at the end of the day, I'll join the club. And thank you for the insightful presentations. And I'll pick one or two lessons from the presentations and the evaluation made by the Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Muhammad. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to have you, and we hope to see you more and more at our meetings, and hopefully someday see you physically at Echo Hotels. Join us. Thank you. Thank you. Henry Iyama is an old guest. Henry, we know you're an old guest. Say hello once more. Let's see. We're always excited to have you, Henry. So whenever you can join, just say hello to us.
Good afternoon, affable Toastmasters and guests. My name is Henry Yamba. I'm a lawyer. I'm an energy enthusiast. So I'm an old guest. I learned about Toastmasters last year, and I was attending physically back then in Lagos. But since I traveled, I think since January this year, I've not been active. I'm currently in Port Harcourt, so I'm looking for an active Toastmasters club to join to participate. I'm still a guest due to financial constraint, but I'm working towards becoming a full member. Today's session was enlightening as always. It gave people the opportunity to make mistakes, to learn from them, and to be less judgmental. And yeah, and just keep on improving themselves, improving the skills, you improve on your vocabularies, you learn new words. Everything went well. So once again, it's a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Henry. It's always a good time with you in our meeting, and we hope that you will continue to join us, even as a member or a guest. We are always, always excited to have you. Thank you once again, Henry. It was good to have you today. Courage. Courage Williams, courage. Let's have that courageous face or courageous voice on our screen.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My name is Courage Williams, and I am an entrepreneur. I heard about Toastmaster on Instagram when I was searching for maybe groups where I can improve on my speaking. I've always loved speaking, and I work with children, I work with teenagers in church and outside of church.